Hi guys, for our next project we're going to be doing a lot of painting. So before we start our painting, we're going to review how to mix colors so you can make the colors that you want to use for your painting. So today we're going to spend some time and we are going to be painting in a color wheel. So for those of you at home, I'm going to want you to print out or draw a blank color wheel with 12 different areas so we can practice putting in the primary colors, mixing our secondary colors, and mixing our tertiary colors. All right, let's get started.
So before we start our painting project for this year, we're going to make sure that we know how to mix and make all of the colors that we would like to make. So to do that, we're going to each paint our own color wheel. Those of you at home, you can just print this off. I will attach it onto the Google Classroom page. So to start, we're going to start with our three primary colors. Okay, of course, before we start, I've got my brush, I've got my water, I've got a paper towel, I've got my paper to paint on, and I also have a mixing tray that has yellow, red, and blue. If you only have watercolor paints at home, you can use watercolor paints, but we're going to use tempera paints in school here. So I'm going to start by putting in my three primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. So I'm just going to get my yellow in there. I'm going to, of course, wash and dry my brush. Remember, when we clean our brush, we want to make sure we do it this way and not poking the brush into the paper towel there. I'm going to get my red, wash my brush. My water's going to get all sorts of crazy colors as I do this. And my last primary color of blue. Then I'm going to start to mix my colors. Now I'm going to take you guys through on this video one section of colors, one secondary and two tertiary colors. I'm going to let you guys then explore the rest on your own. Let's start by doing the orange. To make orange, since it's between the yellow and the red, I mix my yellow and my red. Now we did this stuff in 3rd grade, so you guys should remember this. We did some color mixing last year too. So in either a section here or in the middle, I'm going to start with some yellow. Yellow is much lighter color than the red. The red is much stronger and darker, so I'm going to do a lot more yellow. I just did 3 scoops of yellow, and I'm going to do just a little bit of red and see. And there we go. That's a pretty good middle of the road orange. So I'm going to put that in that larger circle, which is the secondary circle of orange. And now I'm going to wash my brush, dry my brush, and I want to make my tertiary colors. Now the tertiary colors are when you mix a primary color and a secondary color. So let's start first with that yellow orange. Now in my mixing tray I have orange, so to make it the tertiary color of yellow orange, I'm just going to add more yellow to it. So I'm going to add a big glob of yellow in there, and that makes it a yellow orange. I'm going to put that right between the yellow and the orange, and then I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to dry my brush. And then I want to make it a red orange. So I'm going to add some red into it. And remember, the red again is so much darker than the yellow. So just a little bit of red is going to make that darker than my orange. Not darker, but more red. So we want that color to be more of a red orange than that orange. So see, that's kind of in between the red and the orange. And that's now red orange. Now I'm going to go through and do the same things for my other 2 secondary colors, green and purple, and then I'm going to make my tertiary colors that go in between. So we're just going to speed things up a little bit here and see how this goes. So there's my finished color wheel. You might have noticed when I mixed certain colors together, I had to pay attention to how much I used. For example, like we knew we had to use more yellow than red to make the orange. Same with the green. We had to use a lot more yellow than blue to make that middle of the road green. And then the red and the blue, they're pretty equal to make the purple maybe a little bit more red. Have some fun. See what happens when you mix these colors together. And you can also see what happens when you mix the red, yellow, and blue together and see what combination of those 3 colors make together. We'll have a lot of fun, guys, exploring some color mixing and see what you can do.